So our next speaker is Ragini Michaels. Ragini, welcome.
Thank you. It is lovely to be here.
Yes, and Ragini is an NLP trainer, a coach, and a mentor for conscious living and leadership. And the title of her talk is How to Transform That Distressing Confusion and Doubt into Clarity and Conviction. And Ragini, it's Ragini, right?
Right, that's correct.
Ragini will also offer a free gift at the end, and I'll be putting her link in the chat towards the end so that you'll be able to go and visit all her links and her free gift. Ragini, welcome and take it from here.
Thank you, Rita. It's very nice to be here. Thank you for inviting me. And in keeping with what the previous speaker just said, Desiree, there are certain things which we have inherited as ways of looking at things. And part of that is our relationship to confusion and doubt and other unpleasant emotional states and mental states that we are programmed to go through just by the sheer fact of being a human being. So when you're on the search for your heart's path and the purpose behind it, it's very helpful to have a new way to relate to confusion and doubt, because those are two of the biggest things that I hear my clients talk about and my students talk about when they come to work with me. Being stuck in confusion, being stuck in doubt, wanting with such heartfelt desire, clarity about their heart's path and their purpose in life, and wanting to have it with a full sense of conviction that they are on the right path. So the problem here that makes it so distressing is the way that we're relating to the reality of confusion as something that's in our way of having clarity, and how we're relating to doubt in relationship to being a block to our actual conviction that this is my heart's path and this is the right way for me to go. So what I want to speak to today is the issue of how we're relating to the presence of confusion and doubt. And what happens here is that if we relate to it with the way most of us do, so you ask yourself, are you relating to your confusion and your doubt as something that you want to get rid of and never have darken your doorway again? If you're like me and most human beings, that is exactly the strategy that we have been given from our ancestors, handed down through time, wired into the brain, stamped into the unconscious process. The way to be happy, the way to find, in this case, your heart's path and its purpose, is to eradicate confusion and eradicate doubt so you can finally receive clarity and conviction and set up housekeeping in those states of consciousness and those emotional ways of relating to what you're here to do. So the problem here is that isn't the way it works. That's why it's a problem. You are never going to be able, hold on now, but listen carefully. You're never going to be able to completely eradicate the experiencing of confusion or doubt. And there are reasons for that. And that's what I want to speak to today, because this shift in perspective is what can free you to make confusion and doubt not distressing, but something that is present in your life to gift you the wisdom of your discontent that's showing up in those two experiences. So the reason why it's so strongly a part of us is because usually when they arise, it's because we feel as if they're there because there's something wrong with us. There's something wrong with me. That's why the confusion is here. There's something wrong with the way I'm doing my life. That's why I don't have conviction. That's why I'm gripped by doubt. Okay. And so it tends to eat away at our sense of confidence, even our sense of competence, our sense of willingness to go out into the world. It seems to eat away at our courage, and of course our conviction is slowly eaten away from that. Maybe I don't have my path's heart clear, or maybe I don't have a path. Maybe my heart is so dark, or I'm just an awful human being that I don't really have a path. My heart doesn't even want to do this. All of those things are things that we make up to explain why we consistently go back and experience confusion and doubt. So that's the problem. I'm saying that's the problem. I have a solution for you. And the solution is to embrace something that you already know is a fact about life, but has never been really embraced as having any relevance, excuse me, to your happiness. That fact, ready, is impermanence, continual change. Okay? You know as well as I do that everything in the world changes all the time. Hairstyles, values, external conditions, internal states, all kinds of things, your money status, your weight, your relationship, happiness, up and down, everything changes. The thing is, we have not been taught that it's relevant. And so the unconscious mind takes these experiences and it ignores the fact that they keep coming back again, that there's constant change because it has never been told that this is relevance, that permanent change that is constantly going to happen in life, has a relevance to being happy. Now, I think most of us know that once I've said it, but the thing is your unconscious mind has not deemed it a relevant piece of information. So what I'm sharing here today is the fact of impermanence, which I don't think any of you are going to argue with me about. We know everything changes. Just have to look at our body. It's different size, different shape than it used to be. You know, it kept growing and changing shape. And even as you're a full-grown adult, unfortunately, it continues to change its shape. Okay. And the same is true with your heart's path. Because you grow and evolve, it shifts and changes. And this brings in the gift of impermanence that we have been not taught to perceive. And here's the gift. You ready? It presents and gifts us with a hidden harmony, which we've not been able to see, that is inside this flow of change. There's a harmony that happens there. And once you can perceive this harmony that's there between, let's stay with our topic here, the harmony between confusion and clarity, and the harmony between doubt and conviction, that these two things need each other, that they're actually one whole dynamic, not two in opposition to each other, but one whole dynamic, which allows everything that you're learning in your journey of evolution, in mindfulness, in presence, and awareness, whatever your path, heart's path is, whatever the subject matter is, it shifts, it changes, it gathers depth, it gathers new light, it gathers clarity. But how do you get all of that change incorporated into your heart's path? Well, you do it by perceiving that there is a harmony here, because in fact, clarity, right? Once it's stamped in and is unable to change, denies the infusion of your new learnings. It denies the access to all of the things that you've gathered in your personal growth and evolution, both personally and professionally. So confusion is actually the sidekick to clarity. In order for your new learnings, for your new understandings to take shape, to weave its way into the fabric of your heart's path, confusion is essential. So that means that you have to let go of the clarity. And when you understand this is part of the dance of life, the part of the harmony that happens through impermanence, you can relax into the confusion and know that what's happening in this time of confusion is actually the rewiring of your brain, the reweaving into the fabric of your understanding, all your new learnings, all your new insights and understandings that have been gathered. Without confusion, your clarity would not be free to expand, to sharpen, to get a clearer focus, to grow in its capacity to better discriminate. So when you understand this dance, you take out your distress about confusion and you can relax into it and go, okay, I'm on the side of the coin. I'm confused today. This is great. There is so much happening in confusion, all this new rewiring, this new reorganization of ideas and things is coming together. And guess what? My unconscious mind is doing it for me. So all I have to do is relax and enjoy the journey until clarity starts to emerge as the gift of confusion. And this goes on and on and on, back and forth, because just as you grow and evolve, your heart's path is growing and evolving to reflect who you are, because it is your heart. Okay. And it's your reflection and your understanding. The other side of the coin here is conviction. Okay. Conviction, which is something we all want, right? Am I on the right path? Am I doing the right things? Am I using the right words? Am I getting to the right people? Who's my audience? I need to be convinced that I'm doing it right. Okay. The trouble with wanting to do your heart's path right is it kind of locks you into a box as if there is only one way to actually allow the creative expression of your heart to actually reveal itself. And hearts are fabulous. Not only are they sweet and wonderful, they're deep and they are creative and they can express their wisdom, their path, and their purpose in a way that will vastly go beyond your conscious understanding about it. So the value of doubt, right, is that, well, before I tell you the value of doubt, let me talk about the downside of conviction. If you're really convinced you're on your heart's path and you're following it and you're clear about the purpose, right? So you're clear, everything's clear. And now you're convinced this is it. The problem is conviction without any movement in it tends to become concretized and really stuck. And there you are, and here's your conviction about what your heart's path is and what it's doing. But what about all the growth? What about all the experience, all the feedback you're getting and learning? How is it going to get in to your conviction stance and know that you are doing the right thing for yourself unless you're open to doubt? Doubt is the most wonderful thing, because if you are convinced of something, it can really lock you in a box and imprison you, because conviction means I'm not open to any more input. Doubt means, let me think a little bit about this. Let me see if there might be another doorway, another avenue. Maybe this is a dead end and I haven't seen it because I'm so convinced that it's not a dead end, that it's the right way to do it. Doubt allows you to re-examine, to contemplate, to come to your conviction from a more open perspective. So doubt then can take all of that, those insights and things that have come to you from your confusion, and allow you to begin to see how those things can actually work to give you the better sense, like, yes, I'm on the right path. I'm convinced I'm doing the right thing. But beware, conviction without doubt is very dangerous. You can get caught in a side corner. You can get caught in a dead-end cul-de-sac. And there you are going round and round and round, wondering why what you're doing isn't getting you the outcome you want. Now, this all comes back to the idea of impermanence, okay? Once we understand, we know this is true, everything is. So the question is, so what? So what I'm saying is it's very relevant, right? Because when something changes from a positive experience to an unpleasant one, there is wisdom in that time of discontent, always, because life never leaves you without guidance. It just doesn't. It's always there. But do we understand how to retrieve it, how to get down there and work the mind, and get it out of all that dark coal, find the gold, That's what we want to be able to do. And it's impossible to do if what you're trying to do is get rid of all confusion and all doubt, so that you're totally clear about your heart's path and you're totally convinced that you're doing it the right way and you've got the whole thing down. Then you are closing the door to the wisdom of your own discontent, which life actively tries to give you through this reality of impermanence, right? Because there is, and here's the phrase, there is a hidden harmony in impermanence, because the flow of life constantly changes. I think Heraclitus, who was a Greek mystic, once said, you can never step in the same river twice, because the waters are always flowing. To me, that was always helpful, because I went, well, yeah, that makes sense. The water's flowing, right? I put my foot in today, put it in 5 minutes later, it's different water. This is what we're trying to get ourselves to awaken to get ourselves to understand that the harmony is there. The only reason we're distressed is because we haven't yet found it. We don't yet know how to open to the wisdom of our discontent, which we're still trying to get rid of, make go away, never come back, because nobody likes to feel unpleasant. Nobody likes to feel insecure, unclear, and doubtful about who you are and what you're doing. Nobody likes it. That's the human experience. But the way to navigate that, to travel through that time of your experience in this flow of impermanence, is to open to the reality that it has wisdom just for you, not for anybody else, just for you, and helping you get clear, helping you take the wisdom out of your own experiences. Those are your successes and your failures, and let them come together to weave a new pattern in the fabric of your heart's path that arises out of you in response to what you've learned, to what you're gathering out of your own life experience, both as being a traveler on the path and as being someone who wants to guide and share others to go along that path with you. So 20 minutes is not a lot of time, so I tried to give you the core basic of what my work is about. So what are your action steps here? What do you do? One, if you can take away anything, open to accepting impermanence as your continual advisor. Let it sit at the decision table with you and allow it to reveal to you the hidden harmony between not only confusion and clarity and doubt and conviction, but all polar opposites. And that will transform your stress and anxiety into acceptance, presence, and relaxation into your heart's path that's ever evolving guidance for what you to do and how to do it to help share it with others. So Mita's going to put up a page for me that gives you places to go to get my free gift, which talks about the power of the hidden inner tug of war, which you're going to talk to about that. And also you can go to my website and go through a free little introductory mini course on this. But I want to end today with just my one favorite little quote, Mita, from the Sargadatta, who is an Indian mystic. And that quote says this: "Love tells me I am everything. Wisdom tells me I am nothing. Between these two, my life flows."
That's beautiful.
Taking on that attitude creates a harmonizing essence within you to resonate with the flow of impermanence and the hidden harmony that's always there, just waiting for us to arrive and acknowledge its presence and then jump on and go with it. So thank you very much for having me here today, Mita. I've very much enjoyed doing it and meeting your community.
That was beautiful, Ragini. We all really appreciate it, and we got some good feedback in the comments. I did put your link up, so thank you. And everybody can go to Ragini's speaker page, and there you'll find her links and her free gift. So thank you, Ragini, and
thank you.
See you again.
Thank you very much. Enjoy, everyone. Bye.